Sit back, relax, put your belt on, and enjoy the show.
The Waratahs versus the Rebels. New injuries in this one. You had Tommy Horton with his hammy injury. Trevor Hosea has a suspension for a couple of weeks as well after being cited late. And I was going to give us the details on that one.
I forget.
That was good. You threw it at him. It was in a ruck, some dangerous play. So.
Yeah, was it a shoulder? Was it a shoulder to the head or something like that?
Oh, actually, I do remember that. Didn't they refer that and then it was fine and now it's been cited?
Yeah, I don't remember. Either way, it was a couple of weeks.
Very good. Rebels won this one 33-14 last time. What do we think? Parisi versus the Melbourne Rebels.
Look, I that's the first point. Parisi is going to get probably double-digit tackle busts, and they're going to be against Illy, every single one. He's going to bump Illy. Illy's going to go so far back that he's going to have to run into him again, and he's going to bump him back again, and he's going to bump him multiple times in one face. It's the first time it's ever happened. Just watch for it. It's going to happen.
I agree. He's going to come back for him to bump him again. You know what I mean? Like, just before the try line, he'll come back from
He'll be
For me, this is very simple. Waratahs' game plan should be as follows. A, play it in the other half. B, give the ball to Angus Bell or Isaiah Parisi. Rinse and repeat. Very simple. Win game.
What about Lollicoff Feketi, man? He's been really good. Why are you
not just because he's in your fantasy team, Harry? Is he as good as Greg Holmes? Is he going to push for the Wallabies 12 jersey now, mate? No, he's not. Okay.
I think that 9, 10, 12, 13 could actually just be very dangerous if they work together. Like they're all actually threats. And as I said, I really like Donaldson taking that ball through that line.
I didn't see when you put the sky blue glasses on, but they are firmly on now, which is good. So
Mate, I'm wearing it all over me. I don't know, and it's in the background. So look, I actually think that 12-13 combo for the Tars is a very good combo. And with more game time together, it's going to be great. But as I said, they've got Gordon, who's a real threat. They've got Donaldson, who is an unknown figure for the most part against most of these teams, and has decided he wants to take that ball to the line. Even if he's not breaking the line himself, which he was really posing that threat, he's got guys around him that all he needs to do is suck a defender or two, and he's got the pass to put him in space, and they've got the ability to beat these defenders. So I think it's a really promising thing for the Tars moving forward.
Very good. All right. Territory game. It's going to be a massive one. I think we know the Rebels' game plan is always to, win the territory battle and then just keep scoreboard pressure ticking. Tamua has been kicking all of his goals. He's been very good. So I think the Tars, if they're going to win this game, it's going to require a really good kicking effort from Ram, Maddox, and Donaldson. They have not been doing particularly well in that regard. But anything else the Tars need to do? I mean, I don't think we'll see much change of cattle. But as we've said,
we won't
give the ball to Bell, Parisi, and Jake Gordon maybe to
Well,
Jake
I mean,
obviously been massive the last few weeks.
Last time these guys played, we said the Rebels have absolutely no attack, and then all of a sudden the Rebels had fantastic attack against the Waratahs. I don't think that the Waratahs look quite as vulnerable now as what they did. They've definitely plugged the holes in defence a lot more than what they did in the last matchup. So honestly, this is I reckon potentially, and watch me jinx the game right here. This is potentially the best matchup in the entire comp for the Tars here, because we actually have a bit of punch in our attacking back line right now. We've got a lot of starch in D. We can get a lot of go forward out of HJH and Bell and Will Harris and the like. And I said a like, but I think that's about it.
maybe Swinton.
No. And
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think the Rebels know how to score tries, as I've said before. And they could score it against us when every single one of our players looks completely confused, but we don't anymore. We're not crash hot, but I don't think we're going to concede anywhere near as many points as what we did last time when they scored 33 points. I don't think that we need to score more than 25 points to win.
No, I mean, if you look back at Rebels' recent games, they've got 20 points, 15 points, 19 points, and each of these are including, multiple penalties. So it's a try to do 10 points.
Discipline from the Tars will go a long way to winning this game, to be honest.
Discipline will be huge. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah,
So
that's
Swinton and Parisi to lose the game for the Tars.
Yeah.
No, but it is a big thing for the Tars, and I think the Crusaders been talking about something similar here. You know, the Tars, if they can be, you know, strict around their breakdown stuff, they've been trying around their line-out mauls and things, and trying to prevent themselves from giving these penalties away. If they hold the ball, they're showing promise.
Yeah.
If they can play the ball down in that Rebels half, they've got starch in the defence, whether it be on their own line or, you know, when they're in good positions in the field. They really could control this game and have a lot of ball. But if they start to give away silly penalties, the Rebels will just slowly work their way up that field, and they'll kick every point on offer, and it'll be too late for the Tars to come back. And they'll show they don't have, is it the class to maybe to win these games when they start to things go against them? You know, they've shown promise, but if things aren't going their way and the game's tied and they're getting points scored against them, they don't know how to stop it.
That's it. Scoreboard pressure will be massive, so that's why the Rebels will. You can bet your best dollar that the Rebels will be kicking every goal. I will think. And getting on to the Rebels, back rows. Nels, I really like the look of this back row. I think it's potentially their best back row with Michael Wells, Brad Wilkin, and Izzy Naisorani back starting.
Mate,
how good's that?
Yeah, look, I really rate Wilkin. I've thought he's an awesome player for a few years now. He's been quite unlucky with injuries, but I mean, for me, I'd be picking him as their 7 if he's fit, even though I do like Hardwick.
Can I ask, is he an awesome player or is he just a good player with some potential? Because I don't think he's ever been consistently awesome, has he?
I think he's actually been really disrupted with injury in the last handful of years.
That doesn't make you an awesome player, though. You've got to actually do something to be an awesome player.
I think when he's had the chance, I think he's been really, really good. He just hasn't had enough time for everybody to clue onto it yet.
Harry thinks you're too liberally using the word awesome.
Well, Harry's about a year or two behind me with every single player I say this, and then he jumps on board.
Man, I'm ahead of the game with Greg Holmes.
All right, well, very good. How about Wells versus Kemeny? I mean, I kind of really have been enjoying Kemeny. I think we've been building, but I think Wells has been too good to not select.
They both offer something pretty different. You know, Kemeny's been, as a defensive player on his own line, is second to none in terms of back rowers in Aussie Super Rugby at the moment. He just gets up and makes hit after hit and does not move backwards when he's defending his line. I think it's been awesome. No, I mean, he's made 3 or 4, 5 tackles.
I'm going to write this stuff down. We're going to revisit it later. Greg Holmes.
No. I'm actually maybe
Josh
one
Kemeny,
person.
the best defender in the country.
You're talking lots. No, not best defender in the country. In terms of on his own line, the effort he's making and how many tackles he's making has been immense. I've seen him make 3-4 contacts or tackles in a row on his own defensive line, get straight back to his feet and be ready for the next one.
Right.
Yep. So he has been good.
I think he's been very good.
But, all right. But sorry, in answer to my question, would you guys be picking Wells or Kemeny this week to start?
I think I would pick Wells. Sorry, my mistake. I would pick Kemeny because I think the physicality is probably a good thing for them. And then that way, when the game opens up a little bit, you got the versatility of Wells. But honestly, I think you could go either way on it. It's not a big call either way.
I think Kemeny's a better player ball in hand and, you know, has more strings to his bow, but Kemeny, his defense on his own line, as I said, and defense around the ruck and maul and things has been really, really solid. So just depends what you need.
All right. Speaking of some random stuff to happen for the Rebels, we've got Kabus Eloff, the big man, starting at tight head. So he's been playing loose head the majority of the time, and I've often talked up. I've really enjoyed that front row, that enormous front row of Eloff, Ulysses, and Pone, who, you know, they're all about 6'4" or something, and enormous. But no, Eloff, he swapped over to tight head last week. With the return of a player Harry very much enjoys, Cameron Orr. Is he the best loose head in the country? Would you, for your Wallabies, Harry, would you start Cameron Orr and Greg Holmes? Is that your starting props for the Wallabies, mate?
I know you're taking the piss, and no, I wouldn't. But I do think Cameron Orr had a fantastic year last year. So I can see why they were tempted to bring him back in. I thought he was excellent off the bench last week. So
I'm also in all camp. I think he's a very, very talented prop.
again,
Are you
good
in
dominant
or out,
scrummager.
Nelson?
Sorry?
Are you in or out?
Nice. I'm in.
Dominant scrummager who I think has gotten better and better in that facet of his game, and he's mobile as well. So he's another one of those props that is good around the park.
Very good. Yep. So I think, Pony, he came off injured about maybe 30 minutes in to last week. He's now on the bench for the Rebels. So I think it's just, they're kind of sharing time around a bit. They'll see how he goes with it. Yeah, give him a bit of a break. Exactly. And sorry, I said random things for the Rebels. Random things for the Rebels. George Worth on the bench.
For a potential debut?
For a potential debut. The 24-year-old from England, from the Leicester Tigers. He's a utility back.
Yeah, fullback mainly.
He plays centre and fullback, so he's played both for the Tigers. And I guess my way of looking at this is both teams here, the Tars and Rebels, have gone for the 6-2 bench, which clearly their intentions is to win this up front and be very physical. And perhaps now with the likes of Reece Hodge gone and whatnot. They were thinking that Lewis Holland isn't enough to cover, centres and wing on the bench or whatever, where, he's a bloody sevens player, but they've brought in another true utility back who can play anywhere. So I think this is a very interesting decision, just kind of sprung out of the blue. I haven't seen any footage of George Worth playing, so I can't evaluate his worth, but what do you guys think?
Look, I think the notion of an interesting decision suggests that you have options. He's on loan from the Leicester Tigers. I don't think they have any centres in the state anymore. So I genuinely reckon that they have no outside backs, so they're just looking to bring someone in.
They had to bring
what about
someone
Lewis
in.
Holland? What's wrong with lots? I would like to see
I think
Holland
he's
12
injured. I reckon he's injured.
13 combo.
I've got no doubt that he's injured because there's no way that Lily Holland, after the impact that he's had, is now getting dropped out of the 23 for an English 24-year-old on a loan. He's not even signed with them.
It's his third loan as well at a different club.
It's not happening. It's just.
Okay.
I agree.
Good. I thought it was a bit crazy as well, so I'm glad to hear.
The one interesting thing they do have on the bench is Carter Gordon. Hopefully, we just get to see a little bit of him. It's only going to be a snippet. I don't think it's going to be a lot of game time, but just to see, is he confident and comfortable at this level? He's coming up against the Tars. This is probably the game you want to ease him in, rather than against the Reds or the Brumbies or someone like that. So it'll be good to see him get some time.
We'll only see him get time if the Rebels get out in front. You know what I mean? If it's a close game, they're leading to Mill run for the 80. But
they don't score points. That's not going to happen.
That's true. The Rebels, they're playing for a finals place. They need the Reds to win and by something amount or whatever. I don't know the calculations. I haven't watched the whole of Rugby Heaven yet. But we've said the Rebels find it difficult to score points. This game will literally be about the Tars' discipline. Who wants to win it more? Do the Tars want to win one game this season, or do they want to forever have that record of not having won a game in the season? I would think that's pretty bloody big motivation to get a win this week.
Look, I'm going to jump out to what I think is going to go on here. And look, I really think it's one of two. If it's going to be tight the whole way and the Tars are going to have to claw it back, things like that, it's not going to go their way. And I think that they'll manage to lose that in tight. But I just think the Tars have to get the win. For the last few weeks, things have been really solidly building for them. They know this is their last chance. I think the Tars are going to edge this one here, and it's purely going to be because they're going to score some tries, and the Rebels will struggle to score tries.
All right, here's what the score.
I'm going to say, the Waratahs by 5.
Wow,
big! It's a try, mate. It's a fucking try.
Look, when I listen to us talk, I'm very convinced that the Waratahs can win, and then I remember
they're the Waratahs.
They're the Waratahs of 2021. Let's not forget that the Rebels are actually playing to play finals footy. Wessels is really arguably having the team play to keep his career alive with the Melbourne Rebels.
But it's only on the line because he's been pretty shit.
Yeah,
but that's why the Tars have a chance.
All right, we've spoken enough about this game. I'm telling you, Harry, what's the score? What's going to happen?
Rebels by 3 points, 2 points, 2.
That's probably fair, but I'm going to go Tars by 5.
I want Rebels
by 5, and we shall move on.